All right, day 5. Look at that. I like how I have to move this microphone around because it's a little too short, but the setup I have is too convenient to change. So that's like I'm tearing down and setting up every single day, and it's mobile and it's easy to carry and stuff. So I'm just going to put up with a lot of these things. I'm just going to put up with it. I mean, the clarity of this Shure mic, this MV7 is amazing. This ring light and this monopod that I have, by the way, it folds. It's like so small, right? And it fits in a bag or a Pelican case. Soon to be a backpack because it's summer and I'm also traveling and I want to have a mobile podcast backpack so that I could just throw it on the plane, with everything else, just make it easy, Okay. Day 5 this is awesome because we're going to talk about the model. Okay. The model is probably what I find the most fun when you talk to a business, or a business owner. Because when you build an ecosystem, you move them away from a Franken system, you move away from a Franken system, and now you have like a proper natively integrated ecosystem that you're never going to have to move away from. So I'm going to use the automated method as the model, so that you can see what we use, what platforms we pay for, or, what platforms are cloud expenses, right? What are we paying for? Why? What corporate areas do they control? And then I'm going to show you some really cool tricks along the way. So day 5 of 30. And we're going to call this the model. Okay? The model. This is awesome because like I said, you get the right ecosystem in place and you're not going to go anywhere for a very long time and you just run with it. And there's things you can just keep connecting, and the application environments, the SaaS platforms, they keep evolving, new features, they keep having new rollouts. It's just awesome when you do lock this down. That's the problem. Everybody it's a mess and they don't have it locked down. And then you just throw technology, you're not proficient with the tools, neither is your team, and you just think it works, right? Because your process hasn't been figured, your process has not been figured out, your workflow has not been figured out, your operations suck, okay? There's a lot of people out there that are like, I think our operations are amazing. I'm like, hold on a second here. Well, if they're awesome, you have to be super forward all the time, meaning you have to be that right there is why people don't change, because the operations work up to, right now, maybe even. But how many people does it take? How much checking and diagnostics are there? How many errors can be made? How much human labor? How much time? Lots. Because every one of these software, these SaaS products, these SaaS platforms, all of the cloud is focused on operations being tight inside itself. Figuring out how to duplicate human behavior with software is a platform's job, right? So if you're not in the right platform, you're not getting the benefit of the magic. The black magic in the internet is like inside that platform. And if you're not inside, if your business isn't using that platform, then you're not getting any of it. So then you're doing something that I'm sure is archaic. All right? Okay. Let's talk about the app stack, the ecosystem here at the automated method. All right? So I did say we were Google centric. So let's just go Google. Okay? Which is Google Workspace. Right? And then also, even though we could use the Google's, whatever they have for communication, we use Slack, okay, for the communication, right? Now, also, how do we keep track of projects and tasks, business to business, all that stuff? Monday.com. All right? So far, so good. You get where I'm going with this, right? Now, I haven't changed this for a very long time. I've kept that way for a very long time. Same with, what about modern finance? Okay, let's go 0, right? I'm going to put another one in there because you can do estimates and proposals if that's your business. Like, remember, this is a service business here, but It's and design, consulting, whatever. But what I would say is that you can kind of substitute other applications for different things. Say you needed Shopify for some sort of retail, from some sort of sales perspective, e-commerce, okay? All I'm saying is that we don't have that necessarily right now. So, I mean, we do have Shopify in the rollout soon to be that's been put on hold many times for different things because, this whole remote department thing just picked up so quickly that I had to focus on that, which is good. I'm agile, but I can add things because I know what's natively integrated, right? I'm going to put quotient here, and I'm going to explain why. Maybe not today, but this is what we use for quoting. It's just super easy to use, okay? A lot of people will prefer like things connected to DocuSign or HelloSign. Good. Use that. You're in a good space. Right? When you talk to the automated method, we'll evaluate your Franken system and we'll tell you what you can change or what you might want to keep. You might not have to dump it all, okay? Yeah, you're going to dump your entire ecosystem. Well, I got to say that there's a high percentage of businesses that should, because it needs to be redone. Like everything needs to be redone. Everything. Because the Franken system is just costing so much time. It's in labor, in human time, your time, and you can't exit, right? Quotient's just really, really tight, and it does connect to zero. So when we do proposals, they're template-based proposals, super easy, automated technology, automation, straight to invoice, send through zero, Stripe. I can go like Stripe is our payment gateway. All right. Remember, these are the applications. Now we're going to get into some of the applications that I would say, Xero is one of them, that can be a remote department, okay? Because a lot of this is all used by the team. And in terms of the team, it's an agency of businesses to businesses. So all I'm doing is we're influencing the same application stack because, with Slack, you can use Slack Connect. Okay, Slack Connect, and maybe I don't talk about it, but if you're using Slack and you use Slack Connect, it's business to business. It's awesome, okay? But what's another operational trick? Well, Calendly for Teams, right? You got Calendly in here. And then for Teams or for business, whatever. Okay? We're getting somewhere. Now, you got your marketing, okay? And you've got your sales. Remember? And the reason why I'm going to call them marketing and sales, okay, is because we use HubSpot, okay, for both. But we do you can split out marketing, remember I said. So when you have social stuff, right, there's all the platforms. And with sales, you just have it inside the pipeline controlled there. Now, here's where it gets awesome, okay? When you look at this whole system, it seems like maybe it doesn't make sense to you. But what I'm saying is that you can start to outsource the supervised department, like by finding either floating people, like a floating strategist would be someone in your modern strategy, like a floating sales strategist you might have in your sales. But you can start to connect outside of your ecosystem to other businesses. And that's what I'm getting at. People like the word outsource. That's why I'm really happy when I came up with remote departments, because that's a business that's app-centric that charges you to be that department remotely. It doesn't just have to be your web development company or the people that are rebranding you for, your web presence or your marketing online, your digital marketing. This is where the digital transformation phrase gets I get fucking so angry about that because it's not that simple. But if you break it apart like this and you concentrate on the platforms, it's much more simple, okay? For example, even as something as obscure as Monday.com being a remote department, there are people out there that are very, very, very proficient in Monday.com. So remote department that person. Right? Maybe they have their own business. Maybe you can find a team member that is that entire project management remote department manager of Monday.com for you. Okay? Communicating through Slack to you and your team, right? Whether they're a member of the team or they're business to business, whatever. You can start to specialize, man. You can get really, really down to the, you can figure out, you can find a really proficient Monday.com project manager. And then that's your remote department for your project management, your task control. Done. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Because you're in the right platform and because someone else is more proficient in it, you just connect those dots. Done. Okay? That is why I'm doing this. Because you need to be able to connect the dots. And it's very easy because inside, say, Monday, you just go and you add their email, and that sends them like a registration and connection to your workspace, your board. So see how easy that is? That's the same thing that you would do. So here, I'm just going to do some connections. So like with HubSpot, you can go for a remote department, okay? Someone is going to take care of the sales department remotely, okay? Marketing. There's your remote department. Because you use HubSpot, you just find a business that is, I know that you could find team members, but the thing is, this whole gig economy has broken up small business into smaller businesses, and there's so many things and solutions, maybe Upwork, maybe even just like finding a company on LinkedIn that's within 100 kilometers, which is what I did, and just like vetting them, or like do what we do, which is just come to the automated method. And we've already vetted a lot of these organizations for you, okay? And we can just introduce you. So we set it all up and then introduce, so then they can set it up, train it, and support it. That platform, that part of that corporate area for you, that modern corporate area for you. God, it's just so easy, okay? Now, there's a few things that you have to learn and be good with, but I'm just saying, like Xero, there's your remote department, finance, right? You got to just find a remote bookkeeper, a remote bookkeeping company, remote accountant, I don't care, modern finance, modern accounting, modern bookkeeper, whatever. That's usually, there's so many of them out there. Xero or QuickBooks Online, so many, okay? Quotient is the quoting software. Calendly you're going to be using because it's got all of the automated features for, calendars, et cetera, but that's basically how you do this. It's remote department, your social media, our remote department, done, okay? Get it? Got it? Good. Now we're getting somewhere, okay? This is like pretty much everything, and I will spend a day explaining what I actually do as an owner so that I don't have to operate, okay? But I'm just getting it out there. Remember, we're just having fun here. I mean, even if you were just to listen to this, watch this, and kind of get a little bit out of it, because I'm a crazy person, and I just talk all over the place. I try to keep this under 15 minutes. There's a lot that you can learn. And then you can't really go wrong because obviously you're going to hire the automated method to help you with this, right? That's the whole idea. This is called story branding, story marketing, content generation, whatever. Was this day 5?